Prema rasa niryasa korite asvadana. Raga marga bhakti loke korite pracharan. So prema rasya niryasa korite asvadan. So the Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God. So he comes here with all his associates, all his intimate associates, for what? To taste the mellows of devotional service. And the second reason is Raga Marga Bhakti Loke Korite Pracharan. And he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. And why is that?
So that we understand him better.
Okay. So why has he come to give Raga Bhakti?
Because no one else can give this.
Okay.
Prabhuji, because Krishna is not he is not attracted by Aishwarya worship. He is more attracted by spontaneous love.
So that's the main reason, that Krishna is more attracted by what? Spontaneous devotional service. And it's explained from verses 17 onwards, right? That Krishna is more happy when, his mother ties him up, his friends order him around, they ask him to give him a ride on his shoulder, and he's more happy when the gopis, they reproach him, they criticize him, they express harsh words to him. And Krishna prefers that to the Vedic hymns that glorify him. So that is the nature of the Lord, that the Lord is more attracted by Raga Bhakti. And that's why he comes with all his associates to give us a demonstration that this platform of spontaneous devotional service is. What does it actually mean? So he gives us, by experiencing that himself, he gives us this demonstration of this most amazing love of Godhead. And when he comes, he stages such a amazing Leela. He stages such amazing pastimes that even transgress material moral codes. They even transgress material moral codes. And sometimes it's difficult for most people to understand Krishna's pastimes. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So he explains in verse number 31. He says, Dharma chhadi rage duha kore amilana. Dharma chhadi rage duha kore amilana. Kabhu mile kabhu na mile daivera ghatana. Kabhu mile kabhu na mile daivera ghatana. He says, pure attachment will unite us even at the expense of moral and religious duties. Destiny will sometimes bring us together and sometimes separate us. And then he says in verse number 33, he says, then by hearing about the pure love of the residents of Raj, devotees will worship me on the path of spontaneous love, abandoning all rituals of religiosity and fruitive activity. So just see the level of love that Krishna wants us to experience. And in verse number 35 he says, having heard this, that the devotees must, he says that one should engage in service to him in 34. And in 35, Krishna says, Kaviraj Goswami says that it certainly must be done. We must certainly engage in service to the Lord, because actually the Lord comes and performs these pastimes to show mercy on his aspiring devotees. And then Kaviraj Goswami explains that just as establishment of dharma is secondary for Krishna, similarly for Lord Caitanya, the propagation of the Harinam Sankirtan is also incidental. That means it is secondary. And what is the primary reason? This is explained in verse number 36 and 37. So in 36 and 37, Kaviraj Goswami explains that just as these desires are fundamental reasons for Krishna's appearance, whereas destroying the demons is only incidental, so for Sri Krishna Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, promulgating the dharma of the age is incidental. But it just so happens, it's coincidental, that when the Lord comes to satisfy his internal desires, then it is the time for propagating also the religion of this age. So thus with the two intentions in verse number 39. So let's recite this verse. Dui hetu avatari loya bhakta gana, apane aswade prema nama sankirtana. So Lord Chaitanya also comes to taste the nectar of prema. Apane aswade prema, and the second is nama sankirtan. This is in verse number 39. And in this way, what does he do? He spreads kirtan even among the untouchables. And he wove a wreath of the holy name and prema with which he garlanded the entire material world. Nama preme mala ganthi horilo samsare. So beautiful. So in this way, he assumed the sentiment of a devotee and he preached devotional service while practicing it. So then after this, Kaviraj Goswami, he shares something really interesting. He says that amongst the many sentiments of a devotee, which is the topmost sentiment? Which is the topmost sentiment?
Devotional service.
Conjugal love.
Yes, conjugal love. So amongst the many sentiments of devotional service, the topmost is conjugal love. And conjugal love is broken into what types?
Wedded love and unwedded love.
Yes, wedded and unwedded. Swakya and Parikya. So Swakya is what? Married. And Parikya?
the paramount.
Yes. And which one is higher? And why is that?
It's everlasting.
It's everlasting. Even
I mean to say, like that day when we had a discussion, when you attain something, then in that case things eventually become a bit for granted. But in Prakya, that separation is always there. So the love actually keeps on increasing.
Okay, very nice. And what else makes it more intense? It's unconditional, okay. I'm looking for a particular, you're there, but there is another aspect of that unconditional love. What is that? Huh?
More enthusiastic.
Okay, why is it more enthusiastic?
Because there is separation in that.
Okay, but what does that separation make you, what does it lead to?
Intense love.
Okay, intense. Which one is more risky? Which of the two types of conjugal love is more risky? Is it risky to married or to? Obviously, Parik. And that's what makes it so exciting. Because there's so much risk involved. There's a real adventure in that. And there's a risk of losing what? Yeah, there's a risk of losing your reputation. Because social customs don't allow that. So you're bound to lose everything. And we'll see today. Why I'm going through this is because today what we will discuss is all connected to all these points. And the gopis, what do? They are the personification of this love, right? Parikya. And this love finds the perfection in whom? Yes. And this is explained in text number 48. Let's recite this verse. Vrajavadhur gane re bhava niravadhi tar moddhe Shri Radhaya bhavera avadhi. This mood is unbounded in the damsels of Raj, but among them it finds its perfection. Tara moddhe Shri Radhaya bhave avadhi. Avadhi means the highest limit. So the highest limit of this love is found in Srimati Radharani. And now it is explained in 50 that therefore Lord Gauranga, who is Sri Hari himself, he accepted the sentiments of Radha and fulfilled his own desires. So prema asvade, he came to relish the prema, and he takes the sentiment of whom to relish that love. So he's come to relish the highest limit of the conjugal love, which is the highest amongst all the other rasas. So the highest of the highest love, possibly in this, entire creation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he accepts the sentiments of Radha to experience this love. So in verse number 53, it's explained to accept ecstatic love is the main reason he appeared and he re-established a religious system for this age. I shall now explain that reason. Everyone, please listen. And then he reveals that what is the identity of Lord Caitanya? What is the identity of Lord Caitanya? Huh?
Radha and Krishna in one.
Yes, they are Radha and Krishna in one. Right? So how they in one? How they Radha and Krishna in one? The color, no. Yes. So physically he is Krishna, but he has the mood of Srimati Radharani, the bhav of Srimati Radharani, and that's why he has the color of golden color, because it's the color of whom? Srimati Radharani, molten gold. And now he does something really interesting. So he explains that what is the position of Srimati Radharani. So in 56, let's read this verse. Radha Krishna eki atma dui deha dhari, anyone vilasa rasa asvadana kori. Radha and Krishna are one and the same, but they have assumed two bodies. Thus they enjoyed each other, tasting the mellows of God. And now to enjoy ras, they have appeared in one body as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he explains that I will explain the position of Radha and Krishna. From that description, the glory of Lord Caitanya will be known. So then he explains that what is the position of Srimati Radharani? What is the position of Srimati Radharani? Okay, she is the internal energy, but which energy?
Ladini Shakti, pleasure potential.
Yes. So internal energy has how many components? Three. So first is what? Sandhini. Yes. So one is the potency of eternality. The other is the potency of knowledge, samvit. And Ladini Shakti is the potency of pleasure. So this is the pleasure-giving potency, and this is how Krishna experiences this pleasure. And what is the essence of Ladini? It is explained in 68. So let's recite this verse. Ladini rasara prema prema sara bhava, bhavera parama kashta nama mahabhava. And 69. Mahabhava Swarupa Shri Radha Thakurani, Sarva Guna Khani Krishna Kanta Shiromani. So the essence of Ladini potency is love of God, and the essence of love of God is bhav, and the ultimate development of emotion is mahabhav, which is extreme separation, love in extreme separation from Krishna. And Srimati Radharani is the embodiment of the Mahabhav. and she is the Sarva Guna Khani. She is the treasure house of all good qualities, and she is the crest jewel among all the lovely consorts of Lord Krishna. And then he explains that Radharani is the source of whom? She is the source of all the gopis, the queens, and the Lakshmi Devis. So just as Krishna is the cause of all incarnations, so Sri Radha is the cause of all these concerts. He explains in 76. And now he explains the qualities of Srimati Radharani. That how in this beautiful verse, verse number 83. So let's recite this verse. This beautiful verse, we must memorize this verse. Devi Krishna Mai Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para. So the transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is a direct counterpart of Sri Krishna. She is Krishna Mahi. She is a central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. And she possesses all the attractiveness to attract the all attractive. Hare Krishna. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. And then Kaviraj Goswami explains, we discussed in great detail each quality of Srimati Radharani. So after explaining all these qualities of Srimati Radharani, he summarizes in 96, 95 and 96. Let's recite these verses. Jagat Mohan Krishna Tanhara Mohini Otova Samastera Parathakurani. So Lord Krishna enchants the world, Jagat Mohana Krishna, but Tahanra Mohini. So there is someone who attracts the all attractive, and that is Srimati Radharani. And therefore, she is Para Thakurani. She is the supreme goddess of all. So this is Radharani's position. And then in 96, Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shakti Mana. Radha Purna Shakti Krishna Purna Shakti Mana. Dui Vastu Bhedanai Shastra Pramana. Dui Vastu Bhedanai Shastra Pramana. So Sri Radha is the full power, Purna Shakti, and Krishna is the possessor of full power. Dui Vastu Bhedanai. Just like Kaviraj Goswami explains in the next, the musk and its scent are inseparable, or the fire and its heat are inseparable. So similarly, Radha and Krishna are inseparable. Now, he says all this he has shared, all this knowledge. He says, this is just, I'm just, to explain the 6th verse, I'm giving the hint of its meaning. So then, in 102, then he starts, right, that the external, he says, to propagate Sankirtan, this is an external purpose, as I have already indicated. There is a principal cause for Lord Chaitanya's appearance. It grows from his own engagements as the foremost enjoyer of loving exchanges. So Kaviraj Goswami will explain that even after coming with all his associates, Krishna came and he exchanged such intimate rasas with his mother, with his parents, with his friends, with the gopis, with Srimati Radharani. Right? Yet 3 desires still remain unfulfilled. And how many of those 3 unfulfilled desires have we discussed? 2. So which is the first unfulfilled desire?
To experience the greatness of Radharani's love.
Any other thoughts you want to share? What's the first unfulfilled desire?
So it was what I had mentioned. While I am source and reason of all the ras, while I am completely filled with all the knowledge and happiness, but still Radharani loves making mad. She enjoys more than me by doing seva and enjoy less by getting seva.
So he says that he is totally maddened by the love, the greatness of love of Srimati Radharani. So what does he want to do?
Be in that.
So his desire becomes to what? Like his desire becomes
I want to serve.
to become the servitor. He's the one who's served. He's the subject of everyone's love. He's the Vishoy. He wants to switch roles and he wants to become the Ashraya. So this is his first unfulfilled desire. What's his second unfulfilled desire?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
May I say?
Yes.
Prabhuji, it says to understand the sweetness of himself. What Srimati Radharani, relishes it from her perspective.
Yes, very nice. And how does she relish it? It means, what is the uniqueness of her relishing Krishna's sweetness?
By serving him
Okay.
unflinchingly with any unmotivated desire.
Yes. But there is another quality of the way she relishes. What happens when she relishes Krishna's sweetness?
She become more happy than Krishna.
Okay.
What happens when she relishes Krishna's sweetness?
Yes. What happens to Krishna?
Krishna takes pleasure in that, but at the same time he also feels that more than me, Srimati Radharani is experiencing the pleasure. She's more, she's experiencing that same pleasure more than me. So he also wants to.
You're close. So something more. What happens to Krishna when Radharani is relishing his sweetness?
His beauty increases.
His beauty.
His sweetness increases.
Krishna's love for Srimati Radharani.
No, Krishna's sweetness increases.
Krishna's sweetness increases.
Okay. When Krishna's sweetness increases, what happens to Srimati Radharani?
Then her sweetness or her serving, not capacity, I would say, her desire to serve more increases.
Yes. So her love for Krishna increases further. So when her love for Krishna increases further and she relishes, this amazing, like Krishna's sweetness, what happens to Krishna's sweetness?
It becomes much more sweeter.
Yes. So then what happens? It's explained that in 42, let's recite this verse. 142, yes. मन माधुर्य राधार प्रेम दोन है हुडा कोरी शने शने बाढ़े दोन है के हनाही कोरी There is constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. So Krishna's sweetness keeps increasing and Radha's love keeps increasing. And this is an eternal competition that is it going on now?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes.
How many of you think it's going on?
Yes, Prabhuji, it's going on now and it's going on go forever.
Yes.
It's keep happening.
So they both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. So this is the nature of Krishna's sweetness. It is Nitya Nava Nava Hoy. It's newer and newer eternally. And devotees taste it according to their own respective love. So Krishna, although he is full of this sweetness, he has one limitation. What's that limitation? What's yes, he's unable to enjoy his sweetness. He says, I'm tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. So this is his second unfulfilled desire. Okay. So now we have completed the recap of the first 100 and no, we finished in 59. Yes. Okay. So last time we read till verse number 159. So this is a description of his second desire. Now please listen as I describe the third. So now we will begin this session. Record this? Huh? Okay, this is a recap. It's good for everyone. So now are you little more clear of this chapter?
Yes,
Huh? What has transpired and what we have covered? So you need to keep this in mind. There's a beautiful flow that's happening in this chapter. Starting with, sharing Krishna's internal reason for appearance. Then Lord Caitanya, he gives a hint why he appears. And which mood he adopts. He adopts the mood of Radharani. Then he explains who's Radharani. Then he explains the qualities of Srimati Radharani. And then he says that even though Krishna came and he he relished so many pastimes with his associates, still there were 3 desires that remain unfulfilled. And then we have discussed the first 2 desires. Now this is all building the foundation for us to understand the 3 main reasons for Lord Chaitanya's descent. So he's giving all this background. This is all background information. He hasn't still told us why Lord Caitanya has appeared. What are his internal reasons? This is all the background information he's giving.
But aren't these desires were the reasons?
These are unfulfilled desires. Now to fulfill the desires, those are the reasons. So he has not, Prabhupada has given in the purport, that this is why he is coming. But Kaviraj Goswami, he still himself has not said that this is the reason. He's still saying this is unfulfilled desire. I'm giving a hint. This is unfulfilled desire number 2. Now he's going to discuss unfulfilled desire number 3. So let us raise our hands and glorify the Pancha Tattva. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Gana. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Gana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Gana. Jaya Jaya Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Gana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Shakti Deha Kore Yena Chaitanya Varnana. Thank you very much for enthusiastically chanting. Today there are fewer in number, but the chanting was even louder than in previous sessions. So Haribol to all of you. So he begins by saying in text number 160 that what I'm going to explain, the conclusion of Ras is extremely deep. And we have access to this only by the mercy of devotees like Swarup Damodar Goswami. He says that anyone who claims to have heard it from him, who knows it, must have heard it from him. Because he was the most intimate companion of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now he's going to start to explain this confidential ras. He's going to explain the greatness of the gopis' love. So let's recite. We'll recite many verses today because each one is just extraordinary, extraordinarily sweet, and full of so much. It's just full of philosophical sweetness. Philosophy can also be so sweet, we get to relish in these verses. Gopi ganer premera ruddha bhavanama. Gopi ganer premera ruddha bhavanama. Vishuddha nirmala preme kabhunahi kama. Vishuddha nirmala preme kabhunahi kama. So what is the nature of the gopis' love? It is pure and spotless. There is not even a tinge of lust, of calm in the love of the gopis. Rupa Goswami explains that the pure love of the gopis has become celebrated by the name Kam. Because why? Why has it become celebrated by the word Kam? Okay.
This is the ultimate desire that a jiva can have.
Okay. But what does calm mean?
Mostly Saat means Priti Vacha.
No. What does calm mean?
Lust.
Lust. So, doesn't it have a negative connotation?
Yes,
Huh?
Somebody it is perverted reflection of the pain which is in.
So it's saying the pure love of gopis has become celebrated by the name calm.
now.
So is it clear or confusing or what? Confusing.
Contradicting words. Pure love and then love. Lust.
It's appearing as
Yeah.
because it appears like
Lust.
perverted love in this world that we see. Isn't it?
Yeah.
It appears like that. The Krishna, like the gopis, they want to go and, they want to dance with Krishna. They want to enjoy with Krishna. So, it has externally or superficially, it appears as, what these are lusty activities. But Kaviraj Goswami, he is going to give us the tattva of the love of the gopis. This is just out of this world, the way he explains the love of the gopis. Let's recite 164. Kama prema dohankara vibhinna lakshana. Kama prema dohankara vibhinna lakshana. Lahu arahe mayaishe swarupe vilakshana. Lahu arahe mayaishe swarupe vilakshana. So lust and love have completely different characteristics. Just like iron and gold have different natures. So they're completely different from each other. And what is it that makes it different? Verse numbers 165. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. Let's recite this 2 more times. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama. Atmendriya priti vancha tare boli kama. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. Krishnendriya priti ichha dhare prema nama. So this is something that should be embedded in our, at least in our heads, if not in our hearts. It should be embedded everywhere, in the aspiring devotee. This is to desire to gratify one's own senses. Atmendriya priti vancha. This is lust. And what is love? Love is the desire to satisfy Krishna's senses. Krishnendriya priti ichha. Dhare prema nam. So when you hear a definition like this, what comes to your mind?
This is definition of pure bhakti.
difficult to practice as of now, but maybe gradually once we'll progress to that stage. This is the benchmark or parameter for performing pure bhakti, ahetuki apratiyata.
Okay, thank you very much, Prabhu. Anyone else like to share? Mataji, you were sharing something. Today the mics are working, so
I was saying
take it now.
that whatever should be done for the pleasure of Krishna. That is what we learn from this.
Okay. Anybody else? Who's heard this verse for the first time? Who's heard this verse for the first time? Raise your hands. My God, that's most of you. Huh? Okay. So what came to you, like when you heard this verse? What do you feel? When Radharani comes to mind. Okay, great.